What is going on, Brick fans? Today I've got another Pokemon Mega Construx review video for you all. This is going to be for Series 19 for the Pokéballs. It did take a really long time to actually find these things, so I'm really happy that I have them and that I can show it to you all. So if you like Pokemon Mega Construx content, be sure to subscribe to the channel and of course like this video and comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of these Pokemon. All of that really helps with the growth of the channel and to get these videos out to more people, so I do appreciate everyone who does that. So without any further delays, let's go ahead and get right into the review. So going left to right, we have Mudkip, Treecko, Torchic, Alolan Meowth, Alolan Rattata, and Alolan Vulpix. Now there are some slight variations with the Gen 3 starters, with Torchic actually having some pretty significant changes. So let's go ahead and start off by comparing Mudkip to its original build. Okay, so on the left we have the original Mudkip, and their design is identical. The only real differences we have is the tone of the darker blue is actually lighter on the old version and a little more lush on this new version, really just a tad. It's barely even noticeable. And of course the face print is different. So really, in my estimation, if you have the original Mudkip, just stick with that. There's really not a whole lot new here. So moving on to Treecko, we have the same situation where this build is identical. The only difference is when it comes to his mouth. We have a little more of a mouth on the newer version. I will say that the ball joint for the arms are really strange. They're kind of loose on the newer version, whereas the older version, it's a lot more stable. I don't know if it was just the particular Treecko that I got, but the Alolan Rattata also has the same issue with its arm ball joint, so I don't know what's going on there. It's just a little weird. He still does hold a pose, but it's really loose. Same deal with this figure. If you have the old version, I really don't think a wider mouth is a justification to get the new one. We do have a little bit of the difference with the eye, where the iris is a little more wide, but that's basically it. Now Torchic actually has a substantial difference from its original, and I really like this new version. Not only is the coloration more vibrant, it has a little more darker of an orange than the original. Now similar to Mudkip, it is a slight variation on the color, so nothing major there, but it's definitely a nice touch. Of course, we have the head feather here, which can be brought at an angle, whereas the old version was stationary. These eyes are different. They are positioned differently on its head. And of course, the beak is a huge difference here. This one looks like he's a kiwi bird, whereas this one is much more sharp. And then one really big difference is with the back. We have an actual tail on the new version, and that's going to close the differences between the two. I'd say if you have the old version, these updates are definitely worth getting the new one. I'm definitely happy that I have this new version. So moving on, we have Alolan Meowth, and this is a very similar build to old versions of Meowth. However, a big difference is coming in at the tail, which is a much more accurate representation. We have a kind of unique piece for that tail, and I hope going forward we see a Meowth in the future with this tail in particular. Other than that, of course, this is a variant Pokemon, so I consider it to be a new Pokemon, so I'm really happy to have it, and of course, I would recommend this for anyone who's collecting these. Next up is Alolan Rattata, and like I said with the Treecko, we do have very loose joints in the arms. Once again, he can hold a pose, but it is definitely noticeably loose. The build definitely represents the character well. The only issue I have is actually with the connection for the tail. This part right here is very easy to come off, and when I was trying to even just stand this guy on his Pokéball, the tail would come off from just a bit of trying to reposition it. So you got to be careful there. See, if you try to move the tail down, you have to hold it in order to bring it down. Otherwise, that connection is just not strong enough to keep it connected. So that's definitely unfortunate, but we got some new pieces with the ears and the tail, and that's always cool to see. Of course, this is a new Pokemon, so I would definitely recommend it. It's just a little unfortunate that we have a bad tail connection. And last but certainly not least, we have probably one of the best Pokemon from this series, which is Alolan Vulpix. This is a really unique character. Its build is very similar to Vulpix of the past. However, we have this special unique hair piece right here, and then we have a very interesting tail piece. This is a very hard plastic, and I don't even know if it will come apart. You can see the cracks there. That's because this is actually two pieces that come together to form the tail, which is really interesting. I like how they did that, and it looks great, this tail piece right here. I think they did a great job depicting this character, and I definitely hope we get an Alolan Ninetales sometime in the future. I would definitely recommend getting this Pokemon, even if you're not interested in the other ones. This one is definitely the one to get. So guys, that is going to be all for this review. It's definitely been a long time coming, but the hunt is finally over, at least for me. Hopefully you guys are finding them in stores very soon as well. My next video will be for the Pokemon Stadium. I did find a pre-order on Amazon for it, and I got it this week. So I'll be building that this weekend and getting the videos out to you guys very soon. I'm definitely excited for that one. However, I'm not excited for the lackluster selection of Pokemon, but it is what it is. Anyway, if you like this video, be sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comments section which one of these Pokemon is your favorite of the series. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Pokemon Mega Construx content. And I'll see you guys in the next video, but until then, take care.